crack, lads? Coming at you from the iconic Charles Bridge, bang smack in the middle of beautiful Prague in the Czech Republic. This city has somehow, I like to think I'm a pretty well-traveled man, especially around Europe. This city has somehow eluded me for the first 31 years of my life, and I'm finally here. We're here to see where can we get a decent pint of Guinness, of course, but I also definitely have to get my hands on some beautiful, tasty Czech beer. That's the plan. Let's take you along and let's have it large. So I actually got here yesterday, lads, so we're gonna head back to a Dara from 24 hours ago to get the ball rolling on the Irish pubs. But before that, I just want to give a massive shout out to the sponsor of this video. You know the lads over at Manscaped by now, lads. They've been supporting me on this journey. You could say it's a journey here to Prague, but this journey of YouTube for the last few years. Without them, I wouldn't be able to pay for flights. You got a hotel. You simply cannot go wrong with the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra. You've got the brand new Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, the Weed Whacker 2.0. You've got the Aftercare Crop Soother, the Crop Preserver, and it all comes in a very handy travel bag that I currently have sitting right in my little backpack. So if you want to support the channel, you support my sponsors, go to manscaped.com, use code PINTS20 for 20% off plus free shipping. Thank you very much again, Manscaped, for letting me fulfill my freaking dream. Now let's go back to a one day younger Dara to get stuck into some Guinness in Prague. Here we are at the first spot, literally right beside the Old Town Square, probably in the Old Town Square. Caffrey's got the tricolour wrapping outside. There's also one called McCarthy's. This is Caffrey's. I don't know if I'm getting them confused with the recommendations, but we'll go in here, have a pint, see what happens. Slancha, lads, first pub of Prague. Not too much domage on top, but looks actually pretty good. Obviously new style glass, which is fine. Couple of bubbles, but nothing too crazy. Slancha. So this is actually really, I'm a little bit conscious about the YouTube. Not that you lads give a shit, but YouTube have seemed to be really strict on the kind of music in the background in videos. So loads of videos are getting like demonetized, but you don't care about that. Anyway, really cool pub. Not nicer than I expected, because it's not like I had any expectations, but it's obviously my first Irish pub in Prague. I've never been to Prague. My mates came to Prague for like an Ireland football game years ago, and I missed out on that. And then I've been as close to Prague as Brno, which is a small town outside of Prague. I'm not sure how far outside of Prague, but it was like a stag do when I was like 18. One of the rugby lads, I don't know how he ended up over in Brno, but he did, and we had the stag there. So I've never actually been to Prague. Obviously big stag do spot and all that sort of stuff, but yeah, it's a beautiful city so far. In a good way, I mean this in a positive way. It's just exactly what you expect from a pint of Guinness in a European city. Slightly better than what it's what you hope for. You're not hoping for a fucking Gravediggers Mulligan's style pint, do you know what I mean? You're hoping that it's in a clean glass, you're hoping it's drinkable, you're hoping it goes down easy. Price wise, I think it was 139. Let me convert that. €5.60, which is actually, I would say, definitely on the cheap side. Like, we're right beside the Old Town Square, which is, I presume, like the biggest tourist area in all of Prague, and it's €5.60. Do you know, I've paid €8.50, €9 in other big European cities, and Prague's a big dog in terms of European cities, so I'm actually very surprised with the price. Prague must be a relatively cheap city. If you got that in Dublin, you'd maybe give it a 6.5, but I feel like there's a bit of a European leniency, and we'll go like 7.5. You could definitely drink a few of them babies. Right, so I'm on the way to the next spot. I was just exploring the Old Town Square like the tourist that I am. The head is a little bit scattered, lads. I've bumped into two whole people since I've been in Prague, about 2 hours. Recognized me, followed the channel, shout out to them. Follow the channel might be a stretch, I didn't actually say that, but they knew who I was and they knew I was searching for Guinness. I had my list that I curated from my Instagram followers of, I said, give me recommend places with a decent pint of Guinness and a couple of Czech beers as well. Had it ready to go, all planned out, and then the two people I met kind of said places for Guinness that they've had it in the last kind of day or two. One guy said Sally O'Brien's, he said he was there last night. In Sally O'Brien's, he said I had 8 bloody pints, mate, and it was flowing. Sally O'Brien's was on the list, but not super high up, but I think I'm gonna have to go if the Guinness was spot on last night. So we're a bit scared, always adapting, always improvising, and of course, always overcoming. Right lads, I'm sitting outside. I'm just waiting for my pint. Shout out to the fella, can't remember his name. 2 more followers, people who know who I am. Met them outside of this pub. This is the James Joyce. Your man said, I'm buying you a pint, mate. Oh, I don't care, I'm buying you a pint. I said, all right. I don't mind, I've said it before, I really don't like taking the pints for free from the pubs because then I feel obliged to like have to say something good about it, but if someone else buys it for me, then fuck it. I think she said she's gonna bring it, but I could be sitting here like a wanker. Every second that goes by, I'm feeling like maybe she didn't say she was gonna bring it. And she's looking out going, who does that fucking clown think he is? Do I go in? Do I wait? We're at 4.5 minutes on the clock. A Guinness, they say, takes 119 seconds to pour, AKA 2 minutes. Do I go in? Do I stay here? I'm gonna go in. No, I think she's there. I think she's there. Thank you very much. Cheers. The gut said, stay where you are. And I did. Maybe she's just busy, you know? It's not all about you, pal. The world doesn't revolve around you. Realistically, very similar to the point in the last place. I'm just gonna do this because we were on a bit of a busy road. Exactly what I said in the last place. Kind of what you expect from a pub in a European city. What you hope for, I mean, it's a decent clean glass. Not much damage, a couple of bubbles, but it's clean, it looks okay. Let's have a swig. Only critique I would have is there's a good few little micro bubbles in it. It's no big rotten bubbles, but taste-wise, it's solid. I would say the last place was probably a little bit better. Caffrey's. It's quite a small pub. It's small, it's cozy. You've got these lovely like 6 or 7 kind of tables at the front. It's kind of it's a little bit away from like typically these kind of pubs and these tables where I am, you would expect to be in like a big square with a load of other pubs kind of facing you. We're kind of like down a little street, hence the sort of noise of the cars driving by. It's nice, but I don't have the feeling of, oh, I want to sit here all day long in the sun kind of thing, because you've got like cars driving by and stuff. If you're away with the lads or something, you probably would rather that kind of big open square kind of vibe that you typically get in Europe. But that's just me. I've been on not so many, the couple of stags and lads trips I've been to around Europe, as the Americans say. I'm going to Europe. You always just end up like sitting outside facing a big square, and you love it, and I love it. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely drinkable. You could definitely sink a few if we're going scoring. I'm a bit loose with the scoring these days. What did I give it? I've got my Irish scale and my fucking European scale. If I gave that a 7, I'd probably go like, that's your man in the background who got me the pint. I don't know if he'll want to be in the background or not, but he will be. Fair play to you, lad. Thanks for the pint. I'll go like 6.5. I wouldn't take my scores too seriously, lads. It's drinkable, but I would say Caffrey's was a bit better. Right, we are on the incline. Oosh. Work those quads. Not too sweaty actually, it's not too warm, thank frick. Walked about 15-20 minutes so far, about another 5 minutes to go to Sally O'Brien's. I've been getting messages on the Instagram as we go. If you're not following the Instagram, get following, because I always do kind of live update stories as I'm going, and everyone's saying Sally O'Brien's, so that's where we're heading. We're uphill, but just life is an uphill battle, guys. Shut up. Right, we've made it. Uphill battle complete. It's about the climb. Thank you, Miley. Sally O'Brien's Irish pub. I think we're on to a winner, lads. Dommage. Right, lads, we're here in Sally O'Brien's Irish pub. Just met Liam, the owner. He's actually from Limerick. Hopefully I'll get him for a little quick chat. I always like to speak to kind of Irish people abroad who have set up businesses, especially pubs. I'll tell you what, this pint looks fucking unbelievable. Really good temperature, great domage. I'm genuinely not a single bubble in the head. Sláinte. Yeah, that's definitely a level above anything else I've had today. I still find it, that's sort of, it's like if I close my eyes, I feel like it could be placebo, but I still feel like I know that was a pint outside of Ireland. Maybe it is placebo, maybe I'm full of absolute bollocks. But like, it's creamy, it's rich. Something in the taste, possibly just like 90% and just not 100%, but it's still absolutely bloody lovely. I'm gonna give it a quick score because I want to get Liam over for a chat. Where are we going with this score? It's just, oh my God, it is my greatest thing. If there was one, but you know what? I don't regret it at all because I don't want it to be all about the scores. But maybe if there was one thing I could change, if I could go back and change something, I might set in stone what the sort of factors and attributes are for a score out of 10. But it's way too late to be starting doing that. So for like a European pint, it's like probably an 8.5 out of 10. If I got it in Ireland, maybe like a 7. But that scale isn't much help to you. But it's bloody good. I was very surprised to hear you said it's only open since
New Year's Eve. Yeah.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah, we took the place over in November and we opened on New Year's Eve. Yeah.
And talk me through, like, say your 2023 then, in terms of when the decision came and how you go about taking over a place like this.
Well, it's been in the works. Like me and my best mate, that's the co of the owners.
Yeah.
We moved to Birmingham. We were about 19, 20. Started working in an Irish bar. We've always kind of been like drifting through life, you know, moving past each other. I moved out here about 7 years ago, and I said, "Lad, this is it. This is where we can do it. Like, you know, it's affordable to do it out here. We can."
Is that what you think? Because it's affordable.
Yeah. It's a big part of it. Like,
because I noticed even I had a Guinness down at like right beside the old town square, and it was like €5.50 compared to like double that back home. It's that kind of is across the board with the affordability, is it?
Well, to be fair, I think anyone in this city who's selling Guinness is probably selling it for under the odds that we should be, but beer's so cheap here that you have to, like, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, we said to each other about a year ago.
It's probably longer.
Yeah, about 2 years ago, let's really start looking. So we viewed some places and whatever, and then this place came up. And I saw it on a Saturday evening, emailed. I said, fuck it, I grabbed the young fella. We came out here Sunday morning, looked in the window just to see what it was like.
Yeah.
Landlord was here. I said, do you mind if I have a look around? And I was like, yeah, we'll take it. Come on, we'll take it. I called Mike and said, I found the place.
And so you open, what'd you say, New Year's Eve? And how's it been from New Year's? What's that about? We're at about the 6 months. What's the feeling so far?
So far, so good, really. Do you know, January and February are quiet months. But people were curious. Like, curiosity got the better of people. So those months weren't as quiet as maybe they should have been for us.
Right, fair. Yeah, you're probably thinking, right, we'll open kind of around, say, have the big New Year's Eve.
And that's
could be good, could be a shit show, but we'll learn lessons.
That was it. We had a few comments going like, no soft open, and we were like, fuck a soft open, you know, let's just go for it, man. We never did a soft anything, like, let's go.
It seems like a good first 6 months. All the best for the next 6 months, and hopefully many more. Cheers, Liam. Thanks a million.
Meet you.
You too.